So I'm about to walk in and watch Inside Out 2. I love the original Inside Out movie. It's probably not even in my top 10 Pixar movies, but I still thoroughly enjoy it. A sequel sounds like the right way to do it. I dug the trailers they gave out, and it's been getting great reviews. And so, yeah, I'll let you know what I thought of it once I get out.
Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a lot of movies on this channel. If you're new here, down below in the comment section, share what you thought of Inside Out 2 over on my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out once this video is over. I know I'm a little bit late to this one, and this one's got some really good buzz. I was excited for it too, but I just hadn't seen it until just yesterday. So, now I'm here to share my review on it. And so, with that said, let's just get straight into talking about the good. And for me, let's just get straight to the chase on this one. I thoroughly enjoyed and I absolutely loved this movie. I would argue that I like this one a lot more than the first film. The first film was already a great movie to me. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good movie. It's Pixar being Pixar, making good family entertainment, very good family entertainment. But as for me, I watched it for the first time when I was about like 10 years old, and I didn't really understand it at that point. And watching it over the years, as I grew older, I thought it was a solid film, but because I think I was in the older end and it just didn't relate to me as much. Maybe some of that is because I found that joy and sadness in that movie were a lot more character based than Riley, the girl that the emotions are in her head. And so that one, while it has elements of relatability, it wasn't the most relatable of the Pixar films to me, if I'm being completely honest. When it comes to Inside Out 2, this movie might be the most relatable movie I have ever seen in my entire life. It just might be the most relatable movie ever. To give you some context of my life, I am currently 14 years old. I am in high school. This is the summer that I'm about to turn into a sophomore. And this movie, it captures all of the weird ways how teenagers interact, how they feel, and it's all relatable to me. Never have I ever related to a movie as much as this movie. It captures just everything perfectly. Everything from how teenagers nowadays interact with friends, and everything down to the basic ordinary stuff in their life, down to like getting braces. If you don't know, a couple weeks ago I recently got the aligners, the invisible braces, and it just did everything, rounded out so well, and I feel like this movie was prime for me. It was prime for a 14-year-old in high school like me. The original, what it did so well is that it found such a creative way to visualize the brain in such a clever way and what goes on inside somebody's head, and it was so clever, and I think this movie only expands on that. And the way it does it is that it has some great new additional characters, and big standout one here is Anxiety, who is basically the villain of this movie, but she's a very compelling villain. She has motivations for what she thinks is the best for Riley, and thinking about her future and trying to make it better. Now, to do that, she does a lot of horrific things throughout the film, but it's driven by actual motivations, by actual characters, and the fact that she cares about this girl, just not in the right way. And even that kind of reveals something a little bit more about Joy. And although Joy is the character that we're rooting for in this movie, and Anxiety is the one that we're going against, by the end of the film, you kind of realize they weren't so different. They were actually quite very similar in what they were doing, what their point of view was. There's this mechanism thing in the movie that they introduced, that's this new thing in the brain that they didn't have in the first one. And I thought that just added that was such a clever way to do it. And you get this adventure with our lead emotions from the first film as they are kicked out of headquarters, and through that it visualizes even more things. And it finds creative ways to do that. And I think not only is it mostly emotion based in the head, this one also makes Riley feel like a lot more of a character. She has these little creatures kind of controlling her in her mind, but she also has a personality of her own. She also gets to make her own choices, and in doing so actually has character growth. And I think that's another element into what just really related more to me as a teenage 14-year-old high schooler than the original did, which was already a great film. And of course, in Pixar fashion, it has more profound journeys and character arcs for our characters. So when whether you're talking about joy and anxiety, like I said before, they are on very different. They have a very different thought process into what is best for Riley. But although the two are so different and are actually working against each other, they're also not so different in their motivations. And they go on this profound journey of kind of accepting one another and trying to do the best for Riley together. It's just so profound. And what's also really profound is the arc they give Riley, where it's kind of a combination of anxiety and joy's arc at the same time. And it's just really profound. I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but it was just so well done in this movie and so relatable. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a movie that has related this much to me than Inside Out 2. And so Pixar, they haven't had their best run with the past 5 years or 4 years. This is a very good return to form for Pixar. It's a big return to form. When Elemental came out last year, it was kind of a hint of that. This one is a big, gigantic return to form. It is what I love about Pixar. This one reminded me even more what I love about Pixar, why I love watching Pixar movies, and it was just so good. From there, let's move on to the bad. And I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I absolutely love it. So I'm not gonna throw any big gigantic criticisms. If I had to throw in something in there, I don't know that this is going to be as relatable to many other people as it is to me. Now, I have friends who have seen this movie before I did because I was late to the party. They said they absolutely loved it. It made them cry. But my friends are also my age, which are 15-year-olds in high school. And so keep in mind that it might not be as relatable to people of all ages if you're a 50-year-old man. But this movie has been getting fantastic reviews, so I'm sure I'm wrong there. But I just thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I loved it. It's a great return to form for Pixar. A real achievement, because no movie has related to me that more than Inside Out 2. Overall, I'll easily give this one an A. It's one of my favorites of the year. Definitely check it out. But those are just my thoughts on Inside Out 2. Down below in the comment section, share what you thought of Inside Out 2 over my channel. I have more content like this. Check those out right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end, and I will see you in the next one.